it's a very, very large, very important public health measure to quarantine a city of 11 million people so that, particularly as this Lunar New Year comes upon us, these people will not be able to leave and then spread the disease throughout the country and to other countries. So it's a major public health effort, and there'll be an awful lot of logistics that will have to be considered. Those people who are confined, all 11 million of them, will have to eat. They'll need medicines and such, so they'll have to develop an extraordinary support system to keep those 11 million citizens going while this quarantine is in place. And we don't know for how long it's intended to last.
Is it one of the cases, though, where it's the genie out of the bottle? Isn't the problem with outbreaks like this that sometimes people are infected, they don't even know it, they move around, there's no outward symptoms, and they can infect others without even knowing it?
Well, that happens in many infectious diseases, but one of the great unknowns, Mike, about this is that we don't know exactly how infectious from person to person this illness is, this virus. Can it travel from asymptomatic people, people who don't have symptoms or mild symptoms, or does it require close personal contact over a period of time to go from me to you? We just don't know that about this virus yet.
What do you make of the WHO's decision to continue to kind of mull this over in a sense?
Well, good for them. They want to make this decision very deliberately. If you declare a public health emergency of international concern, then travel to the whole country might be foreclosed. Airlines stop flying in and out. It has all kinds of massive, really commercial business implications. It was a big deal when we did it for SARS, and so it's something that has to be considered very, very carefully.
How long do you think this is going to take? I mean, looking back on, you mentioned SARS, we've had MERS, I mean, we've had all these different infectious diseases over time. Any sense on how long before people might be able to get a handle on this?
Well, on the scientific side, the Chinese investigators have done a brilliant job of quickly finding the virus and sequencing the genome and giving that information out. People all over the world now are working on developing rapid diagnostic tests and even a vaccine, including our National Institutes of Health. Now, on the epidemiologic side, it should be pretty evident fairly quickly. We have teams on the ground and CDC advisors there to find out how infectious people are at various stages of their illness. Give it another week, week and a half.
What are your greatest concerns moving forward?
Well, my greatest concerns, of course, are the transmission of this virus to various parts of the world and setting up foci of transmission in those locations. So those outbreaks then, kind of daughter outbreaks, will continue. Now, one of the things that's good news is that this virus appears not to be as deadly as SARS or MERS, because there are hundreds of people who have been infected. So far, I don't want to say only, but so far 17 people have been recorded as having died of this infection. That's much lower than SARS or MERS.